Alrighty guys, I want to show you in this episode how to make your own throttle position sensor giddy up to calibrate your TPSs for your Polarises. So one of the 2003 Liberty 600 X Edge. Take a gander at her. She's still covered in road grime. Usually shines up pretty nice. Needs a little bit of paint touch up, probably shocks rebuilt and whatnot. So here's the other one. This is a 2001 ProX with a Liberty 600. This one's got a little bit of wax on her, so this we repainted. Tried to get rid of all the ugly yellow. The ProX also had a bunch of ugliness to it. We painted the big tank, added a tunnel bag and an extra tunnel and an extra light. So now we're doing some work on the shock. So these snowmobiles are on the channel. If you want to see more videos for them, go ahead and check out the channel. Just click on the little icon under the video. If you have your phone up right, it's right there. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. So these are obviously the red carbs for the red snowmobile, which is obviously that red snowmobile right there. And then these are for the other one. So let's go over what you need to do to make this work. So first of all, you need 5 volts of power. So one of the guys here on YouTube showed an Apple one. This is a Samsung one. I found out by testing a bunch of these. So this little battery adapter thing is supposed to output 5 volts at 2.1 amps, but it's actually over 5 volts. So I checked a couple other power ports here, and they tested either over or under. I ended up stealing that off the nightstand. So you take an old USB cord and you cut it off. Generally they'll have power, ground, and then a pair of wires to do data. This is a charger cord. This only had a pair. Had one black one and one red one. So I soldered onto those, tied into that. Made it nice and long. So on the TPS sensor, the one toward the air box is the red one. That's power, 12 volts or 5 volts in. And then on the engine block side, it's negative. So these, trying to get this on focus here. The red and black wires, black wire engine block side, red wire is air box side, and then the middle one and the middle one here, the yellow one, runs over here to my tester. And then this brown wire, you can see, is joined to the black one. That is to give a 5 volt that's to give reference ground to your multimeter. So obviously, if you put this pin on the carb to ground it out, it wouldn't do anything because it's not connected. So this sensor here is just I think it is just an ordinary 5 volt automotive sensor. It looks the same as the one on my Toyota truck, except the connector is a slight different shape. So what I've done here is I just twisted the black and brown one together, and then crushed a ring terminal. This part is always hard to show. Ring terminal and shrink wrap, and then you just shrink it till it fits tightly. Then basically just stab it onto the pin, nice and tight. You can mess around with that till it's nice and tight. And then this is just a cheap shrinky one. I shrunk it all the way together tight so that the probe stays in. And then a little bit of tape on the end of the alligator to make sure it doesn't short out against anything inside. All right, so now we go to full throttle. Set my meter here at 20 volts. It shows 0.55 at idle. And then that's funny. That's full throttle, 4.01. So I actually had it between 399 and 4. And then I tightened the screws just now. So 4 volts is what we want to end up with. If your voltage is too high or low, you loosen these screws. And if you want more voltage, you push it that way. If you want less voltage, you push it toward the engine block until you arrive at right at 4 volts. So 4 volts is the correct signal for the ECU or the, what's it called? CDI box. So 4 volts is what the CDI needs. And that's the easy way to do it. Just build your rig with an old USB cable. And if you're like most of us, you've gone through enough phones and whatnot, so you'll have a bunch of these wall packs. And then what you want to do is you find the one that's closest to 5 volts. This is at 5 or 5.01, depending on the voltage. So I'm sure a lot of this electronic stuff is hard to make, because I've turned on the grinder here and I've actually seen the voltage fall 1/100th of a volt. So I wouldn't be so surprised, like the battery thing, depending how full the battery is. Battery voltage depends on what comes out on the USB cord. So if they made it come out just a little bit high when it's full, try and average it out to about 5 volts. So, I mean, if you have one of those, give it a try. It'll be easy because you can set it on your engine block, but it's pretty cool with it out. So once again, if you're still, this is power, this is signal, and this is ground for both the sensor and the tester. So it's pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and test this other TPS. And we're also going to test the eBay TPS that I've got with a big burn hole in the butt. And then if this actually scales or actually calibrates, we'll probably give her a wad of silicone there and try and watertight it. Always good to have at least one spare one. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Come join my channel. Got lots of content like this. I'm not very good at explaining things, but I love to talk, so that's a good combination. All right, that's all. That's it. See you in the next one.